Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. What lies are you telling yourself that might be sabotaging your business, having an impact on your clients, and your overall well-being? Let's talk about it, because there are some common things that people think as they're running their PR agencies that aren't necessarily true. And here are the top 3 lies you might be telling yourself that keep your clients unhappy, keep you unhappy, and it's possibly impacting your confidence and your success as a PR pro. Believing these lies can lead to poor results, frustrating your clients, and eventually can ultimately lead to you losing business. So I'm going to break each lie down and tell you the impact that it might have on your clients and what you can do instead of thinking these things and letting them impact you in your business. So we're going to dive in with the first lie. Is I hear so many pros in our community say, I just need to send more pitches. It is, in their mind, a numbers game, right? PR pros believe this because they think if they send more pitches, then they'll have better odds. This is essentially what we call spray and pray. Seasoned pros don't do this. To newer PR professionals, it feels like that if they send more pitches, it's almost proof that they're working hard or that they're working harder. But it's a lie, because we know that volume, high quantity of email sends does not fix a weak pitch. The more emails you send out with a crappy pitch does not make that pitch better. And journalists that you're trying to build relationships with are going to ignore your generic mass sent pitches. Those spray and pray pitches can be sniffed out a mile away from seasoned journalists. They know that you're not sending targeted emails, and they talk about it honestly because it's frustrating. It shows them you don't respect their time. You're also not really respecting your client's time and money because you are, and your own time, let's say, because you're wasting your time just sending for the sake of sending. And the impact it can have on your clients is they're not going to see any results from this type of spray and pray pitching. It does not work. It is haphazard and hasty. We talk about this inside of the pitch lab, and I have this like 4-quadrant pitching matrix, and we're trying to get you into the targeted, highly relevant quadrant, which is where you become a pitching powerhouse. This volume game with a weak pitch that's not targeted is haphazard and hasty, spray and pray, and your clients are going to start questioning your expertise and the effectiveness of PR, which honestly has an impact on the entire industry. Because how many times have you heard clients come to you and say, I'm not sure that PR even is worth it or that it works because I paid a PR professional and we got nothing. And chances are that pro was not working off of a strategy. They were just sending out weak pitches, hoping that a volume game would convert and help their clients, but that's not what works. What to do instead is focus on quality over quantity. If you send 10 targeted pitches where you have researched the journalist, you have crafted a targeted pitch angle that is relevant for that publication, for that journalist, and you have personalized that outreach, you are going to have better ROI on those 10 pitches that you send that are well researched and very specifically targeted to that person, that outlet, their readership, and their beat, what they typically cover, than if you send 1,000 very poorly worded and not strategically targeted or specific pitches that are highly relevant to that publication you're actually sending those emails to. Send 1,000, go and waste your time and waste your client's money, or put in that extra effort and focus on making the pitch more targeted, and you will need to send fewer. So that's the lie. I just need to send more pitches is a lie you're telling to yourself. The truth is send fewer pitches that are more targeted and strategic. Lie number 2 is if I don't hear back, they're not interested. This is when PR pros are worried about being pushy and they don't want to bother. They don't want to bother. But they will assume that if there is silence, then that's equal to a rejection. The lie here is that journalists are more overwhelmed than ever. And a non-response, it's not personal. I've been doing this 20 years. This month that this episode comes out, March 2025, is my 20-year anniversary running Generation PR, and which is crazy to think, just absolutely crazy. But here we are. And the industry has changed for sure. And one thing that is a reality now for our journalists and freelancer contacts is that they are busier than ever. They are receiving tons of pitches. They have a very cluttered inbox. They have more assignments that they're responsible for. That does not mean that they are not interested, and it's not personal. They are overwhelmed. And we have heard from so many of our journalist contacts, and even in my agency, we have seen time and time again that pitches convert in the follow-up, okay? What you need to do instead is follow up strategically. This is not one of those, oh, I'm just circling back on my email below. That's not going to get the job done. That's more noise. That's more inbox clutter. You need to offer new angles, maybe tie it into a trend that just came out on, let's say, TikTok, or that you've seen in the news, or a study that was just released. You are following up on your initial email with some new bit of information to remind them why what you sent in the first place is relevant. And here's another data point that makes it even more relevant. It's a new bit of information that will jog their memory, get them to see the pitch that probably is sitting. If it's a good pitch, it's probably still sitting in their inbox, waiting for them to find an opportunity, or when they might be working on a story that's a fit, to get back to you. Instead of feeling like you are annoying or a nuisance, it is our job as PR professionals to proactively reach out to the media with information that is beneficial to your media contacts, to their readership, and also is a great fit for working your clients into timely, relevant stories. If you send an initial pitch and you know, based on line number one and the solution that I just gave you, you have crafted a targeted, strategic, very well-considered and crafted pitch, and you're following up with a key bit of information that is strategic, it is current and fresh, and it's quick. You got to just be very quick about it, not just, hey, circling back. That's annoying. But when you give them that bit of information that is useful, that will remind them why it's relevant to them. And this could have a negative impact when you continue to tell yourself this lie that if they're not following up with you, they're not getting back to you, a no response is a no. That's the lie you're telling yourself. You are going to have missed opportunities because, like I said, in my agency Generation, we are probably securing, I'd say, 90% of our pitches in the follow-up. And usually they'll say, oh my gosh, thanks for checking in. I've been really busy, but I like this. Can you get me more information on this bullet point? Or can we set up an interview with your client? That's the ultimate best one, right? We love when that happens. The result for you and your business, if you continue to tell yourself this lie, is your clients are going to get frustrated. You're going to get frustrated. Your team is probably frustrated because they're spinning their wheels and they don't know why things aren't working. So you have to really look at, are you following up? And in that follow-up, are you offering additional useful information? And when you overcome that lie and start to tell yourself the truth, not that I'm annoying if I follow up or that a non-response is a no, but you tell yourself it's my job as a PR professional to continue to promote my client with useful pitches to my media contacts. And if they're busy, I have to assume my email is relevant to them. They just haven't had a moment, and they will find my follow-up with the additional info useful and helpful. You're here to add value and you're here to help. Shift that mindset from I don't want to be annoying, I don't want to bother, to I am going to continue to provide helpful, useful information And when they are ready, we will work together on a feature for my clients. The third lie is it's the media's fault. This is where we hear constantly in our community, media is dying. I've been hearing this for 20 years. It's like Chicken Little, the sky is falling. It is absolutely changing, no doubt. And it is probably changing at a more rapid rate of change than I've ever seen in the last 2 decades. The lie that we continue to hear is nobody's responding. Everything is pay to play. Journalists don't want to cover my client's niche. Media is tougher now than it ever has been, and media is dead. The lie is that great stories will still get covered. Maybe you're pitching a less than targeted pitch. It's a bad story angle. It's a stretch or a reach. You have to keep the mindset that media evolves. And we as PR professionals, here's my cat. I don't know if you can hear on the podcast. The cat's scratching the chair. If you're on YouTube, you could see she just put her butt in my face. Thank you very much, Callie. So as PR pros, the ones that stick around, the ones who have longevity in this industry evolve as the industry evolves. When media changes, the good PR pros change with it. And if you don't, when you blame the media instead of adjusting your strategy, the impact is that you get no results for your clients. Clients don't want to hear that you're pitching and it's crickets. The clients want someone who is going to hustle for them and come with solutions, not excuses. You are going to come and say, we tried this approach. It's all data. Sending a pitch that doesn't get any traction, that's data. How can you adjust that? How can you make it better? How can you take that phenomenal pitch and find the right contact at a different publication that will see the absolute value in that great idea that you pitched? Or how can you adjust your strategy to fit the specific outlet that you're trying to reach and that contact that you're trying to reach so that you can meet the editors where they are and not have to feel like you are really just chasing down contacts with general ideas and you're really just kind of blaming the fact that the media is changing, the media is evolving, and that everything's pay to play and nobody is writing free features anymore, because that is not the case at all. What you need to do instead is get creative. Think about your positioning. Think about expert commentary, maybe working on contributor pieces for your clients, or trend jacking, news jacking, only when it is not in some sort of a tragedy where you are news jacking in a yucky sort of way. If your client has expertise that helps people through a tragedy, that can help people who are struggling with something, like let's say the wildfires in California that have completely destroyed 2 communities, just decimated. If you have somebody that's an expert that can share useful information about maybe what to take in an emergency or how to deal with insurance, or coming up with ways that they can support people with emotional trauma of losing their homes, that is a useful newsjacking approach where you are really tapping into something where your client can add immense value for a situation that is being talked about in the news that will actually help a lot of people, right? That's what you want. You don't want somebody who's selling clothes to say, well, everybody lost everything in the fire and my client sells clothes, so can she come on and talk about how to, buy her clothes to fill up your closet when you move? Something like that is obviously yucky, right? It's really being in a position to offer help, support, resources, information, the things that can take what is being talked about in the news and add an expert spin on it. those kinds of approaches will offer your clients up in a unique way where you are adjusting your strategy and finding solutions and bringing a great approach rather than excuses. Okay. So my call to action, the takeaway for you is PR is not about doing more. It is about doing it better. Okay. It is about strategic, timely, targeted, highly relevant pitches that are customized and tailored to that media contact. This is not a spray and pray business. That doesn't work. And we know that from 2 decades of success in this industry and seeing our community pivot and make tiny adjustments to their strategies in order to break through the noise and start converting. That's what we talk about inside the Pitch Lab. This is what we do in this program. The Pitch Lab is opening in March, but the cool thing about this go around, we've been running this program, oh my gosh, almost 5 years now. 2020, we started the Pitch Lab. And the launch now this time around has a really special twist because for the first time in 5 years, I am revamping the entire program and we're doing it live. So that means that you'll get exclusive access to every live session where I record the brand new content. We're completely re-recording the entire PR roadmap, and it gives you 12 months of access to all of those recordings, which you can go at your own pace and double down and listen to another lesson again if you really need to hone in on that expertise or you want to really laser in on a specific area of pitching. We have it all searchable and you could just dive right into that specific topic that you need. Go to generationacademy.com/TPL for the Pitch Lab and get all the details that will be in the show notes. And remember, PR isn't about doing more. It's about doing it better. And speaking of doing it better, go out there and crush it this week. I will be here crushing it too. And I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.